Imagine a young boy from the rough streets of East Harlem, dodging trouble and dreaming big, who would one day become the intense, explosive force that redefined acting in Hollywood. That boy was Alfredo James Pacino, better known as Al Pacino, the man who brought Michael Corleone to life, screamed, "Say hello to my little friend," as Tony Montana, and captivated audiences with his raw, unfiltered passion. But how did this kid from a broken home rise to become one of the greatest actors of all time? Buckle up, because today on Celebrity History CHV, we're diving deep into the complete, unfiltered story of Al Pacino. From his humble beginnings to his iconic roles, personal triumphs and heartbreaks, and his enduring legacy, this is the tale of a legend who never stopped fighting for his craft. Let's start at the very beginning. Alfredo James Pacino was born on April 25, 1940, in the bustling, gritty neighborhood of East Harlem, Manhattan, New York City. He was the only child of Sicilian Italian-American parents, Rose Girardi and Salvatore Pacino. His family roots traced back to Italy, his father from San Fratello, and his mother's side from the famous town of Corleone, which would later add an ironic twist to his most famous role. Life wasn't easy from the start. When Al was just 2 years old, his parents divorced, shattering the family unit. His mother, Rose, took him to live with her parents, Kate and James Girardi, in the South Bronx. Meanwhile, his father moved out to Covina, California, where he worked as an insurance salesman and restaurateur. Growing up without his dad around left a mark on young Al, but his grandparents became his rock, providing stability in a chaotic world. As a kid, Al earned the nickname, Sonny, from his friends, a moniker that stuck with him through his teenage years. He also picked up another label, the actor, because even back then, he had big dreams. Sure, he fantasized about becoming a baseball player, swinging for the fences under the bright lights. But acting was his true calling. School, however, wasn't his strong suit. He attended Herman Ritter Junior High School but dropped out of most classes, hanging on only to English, which sparked his love for words and stories. Against his mother's wishes, he auditioned and got into the High School of Performing Arts. This decision caused a rift. His mom opposed it so strongly that Al left home to chase his passion. To make ends meet, he juggled low-paying jobs: messenger, busboy, janitor, postal clerk, and even a mailroom worker for the magazine Commentary. Life was tough, and Al faced the harsh realities of the streets early on. By age 9, Al had started smoking and drinking, and at 13, he dabbled in marijuana casually. He steered clear of hard drugs, but tragedy struck close to home. 2 of his best friends died from drug abuse, one at 19 and another at 30. Growing up in the South Bronx, Al got into fights and was labeled a troublemaker at school. But amid the chaos, he found solace in acting. As a teenager, he performed in basement plays in New York's underground theater scene, honing his skills in the shadows. He tried to join the prestigious Actors Studio but got rejected at first. Undeterred, he enrolled at the HB Studio, where he met his mentor and lifelong friend, acting teacher Charlie Lawton. Those years were grueling. Al was often unemployed or homeless, crashing on streets, in theaters, or with friends. Then, in 1962, heartbreak piled on when his mother died at just 43, followed by his grandfather's passing the next year. At 22, Al hit rock bottom, spiraling into what he later called the lowest point of his life. But from the ashes, Al rose. After 4 years at HB Studio, he auditioned again for the Actors Studio in 1966 and got in. There, he studied under the legendary Lee Strasberg, diving deep into method acting, a technique that emphasized drawing from personal emotions and experiences to bring characters to life. Strasberg became a father figure, teaching Al to use sensory memory and emotional recall for authentic performances. This method would define Al's style: intense, tightly clenched, and explosively emotional. He credited the Actors Studio with launching his career, allowing him to focus solely on acting. In 2000, he even became co-president of the studio alongside Ellen Burstyn and Harvey Keitel, giving back to the place that shaped him. Al's career kicked off on the stage, where his raw talent shone bright. In 1967, he performed in Boston at the Charles Playhouse, starring in Clifford Odets' Awake and Sing. for a modest $125 a week, and Jean-Claude Van Italy's America Hurrah. It was during America Hurrah that he met actress Jill Clayburgh, sparking a 5-year romance. They moved back to New York together, and in 1968, Al starred in Israel Horovitz's The Indian Wants the Bronx at the Astor Place Theater. Playing Murph, a street punk, alongside Clayburgh, the play ran for 177 performances and earned Al his first Obie Award for Best Actor. It also caught the eye of producer Martin Bregman, who became his manager and opened doors to Hollywood. Bregman would later help land Al roles in classics like The Godfather, Serpico, and Dog Day Afternoon. Al took The Indian Wants the Bronx to Italy's Festival dei Due Mondi in Spoleto, where the passionate audience blew him away. That same year, Al and Clayburgh appeared in an episode of the TV series NYPD called Deadly Circle of Violence. But Broadway was calling. On February 25, 1969, Al made his debut in Don Peterson's Does a Tiger Wear a Necktie? At the Belasco Theater. Though the show closed after just 39 performances, Al's performance earned him his first Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Play. The 1970s brought more stage success. He won a second Tony in 1977 for The Basic Training of Pavlo Hummel and starred in Richard III. In the 1980s, he tackled David Mamet's American Buffalo, earning a Drama Desk Award nomination. Over the decades, Al returned to the stage with roles in Eugene O'Neill's Huey, Oscar Wilde's Salome, and Lyle Kessler's Orphans in 2005. His theater work kept him grounded, reminding him of acting's roots amid Hollywood's glamour. Transitioning to film, Al's debut was a small role in 1969's Me, Natalie, but his true breakout came in 1971 with The Panic in Needle Park, where he played a heroin addict opposite Kitty Wynn. It was gritty, real, and showcased his method acting prowess. Then came the role that changed everything. Michael Corleone in Francis Ford Coppola's 1972 masterpiece, The Godfather. Paramount wanted a big name like Robert Redford or Warren Beatty, but Coppola fought for Al after seeing him in Needle Park. Al's audition was electric. He embodied the quiet, calculating son of Vito Corleone, played by Marlon Brando. The film was a massive hit, earning Al his first Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor. His portrayal showed the hardening of a heart, transforming Michael from reluctant heir to ruthless mafia boss. Iconic scenes, like the restaurant assassination, cemented Al as a star. The 1970s were a golden era for Al. In 1973, he starred in Scarecrow with Gene Hackman, which won the Palme d'Or at Cannes. That same year, Serpico showcased him as the honest cop Frank Serpico, fighting corruption in the NYPD, another Oscar nod for Best Actor. In 1974, The Godfather Part II took Michael deeper into darkness, earning Al another nomination and the film's 6 Oscars. Dog Day Afternoon in 1975 had him as Sonny Wurtzik, a bank robber in a botched heist based on a true story, yet another nomination. He rounded out the decade with Bobby Deerfield in 1977 and Justice for All in 1979, where his courtroom outburst, "You're out of order," became legendary. The 1980s brought highs and lows. Cruising in 1980 was controversial, portraying Al as an undercover cop in New York's gay leather scene, drawing protests but showing his willingness to take risks. Author in 1982 flopped, but Scarface in 1983 became a cultural phenomenon. As Cuban immigrant Tony Montana, Al's over-the-top intensity, "Say Hello to My Little Friend," turned the film into a gangster epic. Initially panned, it grossed over $45 million and earned him a Golden Globe nod. After the flop revolution in 1985, Al took a 4-year film hiatus, returning to stage work and workshops. He bounced back with Sea of Love in 1989, playing a detective opposite Ellen Barkin. The 1990s solidified Al's legend status. Dick Tracy in 1990 earned him an Oscar nomination for his villainous Big Boy Caprice. The Godfather Part III in 1990 wrapped the Corleone saga, with Al reprising Michael in a tragic light. But 1992 was his year. Glengarry Glen Ross got him a supporting nod, and Scent of a Woman finally won him the Best Actor Oscar as Blind Lieutenant. Call Frank Slade. The tango scene and his booming, hoo-ah, became instant classics. Carlito's Way in 1993 reunited him with director Brian De Palma, playing a reformed criminal. Heat in 1995 was epic, Al's first on-screen face-off with Robert De Niro as cop and robber. The Devil's Advocate in 1997 had him as Satan himself, opposite Keanu Reeves. Donnie Brasco in 1997, The Insider in 1999, Oscar nod as a whistleblower producer, and Any Given Sunday in 1999 rounded out a powerhouse decade. Al didn't just act, he directed too. In 1996, he helmed Looking for Richard, a docudrama exploring Shakespeare's Richard III, blending rehearsals with street interviews. He directed Chinese Coffee in 2000, Wild Salome in 2011, and Salome in 2013. Television called with HBO's Angels in America in 2003, where he played Roy Cohn, winning an Emmy and Golden Globe. You Don't Know Jack in 2010 earned him another Emmy as Dr. Jack Kevorkian. He starred in Amazon's Hunters from 2020 to 2023 as a Nazi hunter. The 2000s and 2010s kept him busy. Films like Ocean's 13 in 2007, Righteous Kill in 2008 with De Niro, and The Humbling in 2014 showed his range. In 2019, he shone in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as Marvin Schwartz and The Irishman as Jimmy Hoffa, earning his 9th Oscar nod. House of Gucci in 2021 had him as Aldo Gucci. Recently, in 2024, he co-produced and starred in Modi, 3 Days on the Wing of Madness, directed by Johnny Depp, Depp's first directorial effort in 25 years. He presented at the 96th Academy Awards that year. In 2025, exciting projects loom. Billy Knight, a meta-drama acquired for sales. The Ritual, a horror film with Dan Stevens about demonic possession, continuing his trend of genre exploration, and Father Joe, where he transforms into a nostalgic mob boss, echoing his Godfather days. He's also featured in autograph cards for 2025 Allen and Ginter, and appeared in Moncler's Warmer Together campaign with De Niro. Al's awards are staggering. He's one of the few to achieve the triple crown of acting, an Oscar, 2 Emmys, and 2 Tonys. 9 Oscar nominations, 4 Golden Globes including the Cecil B. DeMille Lifetime Award, a BAFTA, 2 SAG Awards, and honors like the AFI Life Achievement Award in 2007, National Medal of Arts in 2011 from President Obama, and Kennedy Center honors in 2016. British polls voted him the greatest film star in 2003. His films have grossed over $3 billion worldwide, influencing generations with his psychologically driven roles. Now, let's talk personal life. Al has never married, but his relationships have been as dramatic as his films. His 5-year romance with Jill Clayburgh started in 1967. Then came Diane Keaton, an on-again, off-again love during the Godfather era, ending after Part 3. Keaton called him entertaining with a killer face. Other partners included Tuesday Weld, Marta Keller, Verushka von Lendorf, Kathleen Quinlan, Penelope Ann Miller, Lyndall Hobbs from 1989 to 1996, Beverly D'Angelo from 1997 to 2003, and Lucilla Polak from 2008 to 2018. He achieved sobriety in 1977 after fame's pressures led to substance issues. Fatherhood came later. Daughter Julie Marie in 1989 with acting coach Jan Tarrant, twins Anton James and Olivia Rose in 2001 with D'Angelo, and son Roman in June 2023 with producer Noor Alfallah, who is 53 years younger, making Al, at 83, one of the oldest fathers ever. In October 2025, Alfallah updated that they're co-parenting amicably, with Roman texting Al, from time to time. Al revealed in 2024 a near-death experience from COVID-19 in 2020, which shifted his views on the afterlife. He now believes there's nothing after death. Al's style is all about intensity, method acting at its core, influenced by Strasberg and Lawton. His Sicilian heritage fueled roles like Tony Montana, bringing authenticity to gangsters and anti-heroes. He's known for explosive outbursts, quiet menace, and emotional depth, impacting cinema by popularizing raw, immersive performances. Iconic quotes like, "Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer," from The Godfather resonate today. Philanthropically, He donated to the Mirror Theatre Limited in 1983, matching a grant, and has been joint president of the Actors Studio since 1994. His 2024 memoir, Sonny Boy, a memoir, chronicles his Bronx upbringing to stardom. In 2025, he made history as the first movie star to meet Pope Leo XIV. Al Pacino's life is a testament to resilience. He's never lost his fire. His influence on acting, with over 5 decades of work, is immeasurable. He's the devil, the Godfather, the scent of a legend. If you love this captivating journey through Al Pacino's extraordinary life, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Celebrity History CHV for more in-depth celebrity stories, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Share your favorite Pacino role in the comments below. What's yours? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.